I think there are multiple missions for television. Obviously, the journalistic informational mission is somewhat different from the entertainment, although they do overlap. I think at times journalism is too entertaining, and at times entertainment is too deadly serious. But in the best of worlds, I think they are somewhat separate. I think, you know, I'd like to think, particularly with the American system, that we do have a public service. You know, often in my lecturing around the world, there's been this, you know, well, you have this commercial system and we have public service, and we're funded by the license fee and we're funded by the government, but we serve citizens, you know, and then for a period there was an academic debate, you know, our television and other popular media simply serve consumers. They don't serve citizens. I said, well, citizens are consumers. Consumers are citizens. We can't make that kind of distinction. So I guess in the broadest sense, the medium should serve the society, the culture, and the public. And entertainment has always had a public function in every context, whether it's in the Greek theater or whether it's in you know, Shakespeare, or whether it's been the rise of the novel. That's a public function, and it serves the public. But when you lay it out that broadly, you don't really get much of what is the function, what is the purpose. And the purpose is to do all of that well. And there are different definitions of excellence and different, you know, of quality. I quarrel with Emmy Awards. I quarrel with Peabody Awards. There are probably 3 or 4 out of those several hundred that are on those lists that I wouldn't have put there. And I get called on them sometime. You know, people say, how did you do this? Well, you know, we had 15, 16 people arguing at 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's what happened. But I guess the, you know, I'm not trying to avoid that purpose question, but it's hard. It's really hard to know, especially when people who are doing it have different purposes. You know, make money, get my show on the air, sell products. It's such an enormous thing when you say television that you have to begin to break it up and say, what's the purpose of this and that? And part of the purpose in this country is always going to be to sell eyeballs to advertisers. Part of it is going to be, how do you do that? And for the creative producer, how do you do that and tell my story? And advertisers be damned, I'll get around them. I've never met a producer who didn't say they could get around standards and practices, advertisers, whatever.